B550.
Mr. Speaker, sir, as regards Part A of the question, since January 2019 to date, 13,866 new applications were received for the basic invalidity pension, out of which 6,330 were disallowed by the medical board. Out of this number, 2,602 applicants have put up an appeal against the decision of the medical board. 296 cases out of the 2,602 appeals have been allowed by the medical board. As regards Part 2 of the question, I'm informed that the assessment of disability is carried out through a medical board comprising of 2 medical practitioners. The criteria for assessment are specified in the 6th schedule of the National Pension Act for physical disabilities. Moreover, a medical guideline for assessment of impairment has been developed in consultation with medical specialists from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The guideline was last updated in September 2016.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There are persons with autism, including children, who have to go through review in front of a medical board every year, when it is obvious that an autistic person's condition will remain somewhat unchanged over time. Can the Minister then say why then impose on an autistic child to go through sometimes the trauma of being questioned and examined by the medical board every year?
Well, Honourable Member should understand that the basic invalidity pension is awarded to an applicant who suffer from a disability of at least 60% for a maximum of 12 months. However, depending on the medical conditions of the person, then the medical practitioner recommend the basic invalidity pension. But there are cases where if the person is severely disabled or bedridden, then the medical board will recommend that the basic invalidity pension be paid for life. Well, it depends if the person is suffering from incapacity of 100%. For example, if the person suffers from total paralysis or the loss of 2 limbs. In these cases, the incapacity is considered as 100%. Then the pension will be awarded for life. But if the incapacity is not 100%, then the person will have to be reboarded. And 2 appeals have been allowed. So it means that the system is fair and just.
Last supplementary.
There is indeed a lot of perplexity and grievance as to the amount of incapacity of an applicant as assessed by the medical board every year. Has the Minister considered revisiting the 6th schedule of the National Pensions Act and reviewing the ceiling of 60% invalidity for eligibility?
Well, you will agree with me that in everything we do, there should be checks and balances. As I have said, the guidelines have been reviewed in 2016. We will look into the matter and see whether it is warranted or not. But for the time being, as I have said, we stand guided by the schedule of the National Pension Act and the medical guidelines. And if appeal was not there, I would understand my friend. But as I have said, if the basic invalidity pension is disallowed or discontinued, the applicant, the beneficiary, can appeal. There is cause for appeal.